concept of open online theatre is the concept of creating possibilities using technology, science, and performing arts. My interest is in finding ways in which independent artists can keep on evolving and reaching out to their audiences. I started with working with VR, and then I started looking at what we can do with augmented reality, with volumetrics, and I thought, well, it would be really nice to give a proper residency to artists to dirty their hands and to understand how does it work, how do they feel using VR, what do they want to do with augmented reality.
Creation of and co-presence of live performers and digital visuals is a really central part of my practice and something.
Immersive technology is very inaccessible.
They've sold well over 8 million units globally.
We're in preset states, audience coming in, Carl is bringing the audiences in. Then when we're ready to start, we go to blackout, yeah?
There are no sequins, there are no portaloos, there are no tents, but this is still a festival.
We're really excited about the festival because it's exploring theatre in the hybrid world and it's really pushing the boundaries of what performance is.
In terms of the audience, it's quite exciting because it brings the conventional live audience sitting down in a theatre as well as bringing some more exciting involvement.
There is the audience in the room and the performers in the room. There's the audience in the metaverse and the performers in the metaverse.
And also there is a live streaming which kind of facilitates the access of those exciting performances.
Hybrid format is where art and technology are being created in the narrative of the artwork. When it is performed, it needs to be performed for a live audience sitting in the physical space equally as audiences that are at home. Keeping the liveness, keeping the feeling that we are all in it together.
This piece is all about this kind of discordance between our multiple influences and identities and how we come to terms with who we are as people. I'm technically in this country an immigrant, so for me, integrating this idea of having this remoteness and being able to connect with others remotely is really important to me. Behind me, you can see Lena. She is a dancer based in New York, and we're going to dance together in a headset and in full motion capture, while we have 4 audience members also in a headset joining us in the virtual space.
People who share the same kind of thinking and narrative.
I tend to dance a lot with my eyes closed in there. But then I reopen my eyes and I'm fully present when I start interacting with the audience, and I think there's something really beautiful about being there with them.
I'm a dance artist with Asperger's syndrome. My piece, what it's about is my difficulty of communicating or socialising and how my overthinking can stop me from communicating because of the feeling of backlash, rejection and judgment. With the piece I've got a projection, and the projection I'd like to think is my conscience. And the conscience is like scaring me to not speak up. It's then the eventual fight in which, I've had enough. I'm going to fight back against this consciousness and say what needs to be said.
I'm really interested in using dance and technology to bring different people together and create new connections between people. I've collaborated with 3 technologists in America, and we've been working together remotely for 6 months. This piece uses motion capture technology.
We've got a sensor for our heads, forearms, upper arms. We've got right shoulder, left shoulder and centre spine. We've got a hip sensor, upper legs, lower legs, and then one for each foot as well. So it kind of just covers the full range of the body.
This piece is set in a dream, and someone that's a bit unsure about the other person in their dream, and then they begin to play, and then the more they play, the more the landscape builds around them. I hope people go away and think, actually, we can all dream and bring that dream into our life.
The piece is called It's Just a Trick. Sometimes humans have some memories that is not really exist. Through the technology, I can build something else, build another me, and see myself in 3 different places at the same time. This is a big challenge for me because it's the first time I have to manage different audiences at the same time. You have to really take care about your space, and it's so interesting for me, this idea of building space through a camera.
I work a lot with immersive media and try to blend technology within the art pieces that I create. Researching about how I can use technology in a way to connect humans together.
Ultimately, synchronicity is an art experiment about sound and movement and explores the idea that sound can unite us thanks to technology.
Way too often, technology is seen as a tool that is disconnecting humans, or that is kind of like removing the identity of humans. So I was kind of like trying to find a way to reconnect people together. Each of the dancers has their own sonic trace, and the piece it's about trying to communicate with the other dancer through sound, through movements, so that they can reach synchronized rhythm, synchronized sonic trace.
We're reaching different audiences who might not be open to going to see dance usually. Maybe technologists, people interested in gaming, people who are into VR generally, and we are bringing them into our world of movement and dance.
When you're working with technology, you have to really revisit and deconstruct the way you structure your work. And you need to position your artwork in the negotiation of physical and virtual. And that's really beautiful when it's well done.
This evening was just such a lovely mixture and mashup of so many different works and the combination of those works with technology. We both work in dance film ourselves, so it's so fantastic to see what's possible.
Why is it important to be live?
It was amazing. Dancers were using their bodies to create sound in the space. Like, it was incredible, and then everything after that was incredible.
At the end, will help us to think about what is theatre, what is audience participation, and the very old question of what makes us humans.